As I make my triumphant return into what we were doing last year, which was trying to find the best Chinese food, where I basically just run around my area in New Jersey and tried to find the best Chinese food. Still going to do it sporadically. I just didn't do it as much because I was doing it like once or twice a week at one point. So now we're going to do it probably like once a month, but I still don't want to give up on the Chinese food because I do like Chinese food and I was kind of in the mood for it today. So what better way than to do this than to stop into a random Chinese food spot on the way to getting some stuff from Home Depot. This place is known as Golden Palace. It's located in Clifton, New Jersey, and I didn't look at the ratings until I just sat down about 5 minutes ago. It has a 3.4 on Google. Now, historically speaking, when it comes to restaurants that are in the mid-threes, it can either be one of those things that was really, really good or was really, really bad for different reasons. But it's almost a toss-up with these. You can't really trust the ratings. You do have 2 high ratings, which are 5-star, which were both posted about a month ago, according to the reviews. And this person said they ordered a family dinner set and there was so much food and it was very worth it for the price. That's a good sign. And one more person here says that they've been going since middle school and it's always been their favorite local spot. They love the chicken wings and the chicken and broccoli, which I got neither, but hopefully this food is good. So upon research with the 1-star reviews, we have one review that says the person who came to make the delivery tried to open the door without knocking or even ringing the doorbell. So even the food was amazing, they wouldn't order for them again. That's kind of feasible. That makes sense. But even though if the food was good, I'd probably still order it personally. And then we have 2 that said the food was absolutely awful. So this person said they ordered delivery. The food was awful. The burned dumplings, oily egg roll, crab rangoons, empty. Do not order. I got crab rangoons, by the way. And then one more person said the food was flavorless and greasy and it made them sick. So I don't know how this is going to go, but this is why we do what we do. Drop a thumbs up, man. Drop the sub, likes, subscribes, all that cringy call to action stuff they do on YouTube, but let's get into this video. Anyway, there's always a little bit of a way that we go about trying to find the best, so we keep the orders pretty uniform. So I got 3 of the usuals, and then we got a wild card, which has changed because they didn't have Singapore made fun, or I might have missed it on the menu. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of in a rush and getting into my car, so I didn't want to drive and be ordering food, so I ordered it before I got in there. Either way, we still got what we usually got, which is the crab rangoon, which they said there was no filling on the inside. I'm gonna be the judge of that one. We have the Dorito shape that seems to be the going right now. There used to just always be the coin person, and they're just gone now. I don't know what happened. This looks like this is filled. I'm just going off of what I see. Now, is the filling good is a whole different question, but let's try this. This thing's filled like crazy. Look. It's decent. I don't dislike this. It's pretty crispy. The filling has crab. Could be imitation crab. We know that, but it's about the going rate. Let's get to the sweet and sour sauce. They get you a whole tub, too. Tub is a good thing. This sweet and sour sauce, I need one more. I'm going to get it without the filling. I don't think I've had a sweet and sour sauce that actually has that much sour in it. Like, most sweet and sour sauce is just usually really sweet. This actually has a balance of sweet and sour. Like, at first you get the sweetness, but then that sour kicks in. And I think it's pretty good. The sauce kind of makes these, but they're filled. They're crispy. And the sauce is pretty good. I don't know if they changed people or maybe they caught them on a bad day, but I do not think those are 1-star worthy crab rangoon. We've got some pretty bad ones on the channel. I think these are pretty damn good. Are they the best ones I've ever had? No. But are they like a very serviceable, wouldn't be mad if you ordered each crab rangoon? Yeah. I'm going to give these a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have what has become like a staple in when I order Chinese food. Kind of because I'm on a search for it. And I just cut this, but let's take a look inside. There we go. This is Young Chow fried rice. Young Chow fried rice is one of my favorite kinds of fried rice. So it has all the egg and the shrimp and the beef and pork and everything in it, but it's made with white rice, and it depends on the place. Some places go heavy with the soy. Some places go light in the soy. This is definitely on the lighter side. I won't hold that against them because sometimes I've had some that's on the lighter side that really isn't that bad. Though I have had some that it is. There's bean sprouts in this, and usually there's not in Young Chow fried rice, but I don't really care that much. So there's your obligatory scoop. above average. Again, I wouldn't say this is the best I've had, which still goes to East Walk in Soderbrook, New Jersey. But I would say this is far from the worst. This is a respectable young chow fried rice. Again, you can definitely do something with this. And I'm gonna. You'll see what I mean in a second. The rice isn't mushy. It's got a ton of vegetables in it. I actually like the addition of the bean sprouts because I like bean sprouts in my fried rice. So I don't mind that at all. I don't think that's like the traditional way to make young chow fried rice, but everybody has different recipes. I don't really care that much about tradition if it tastes good. And there is some soy sauce in this. It is a lighter version, which I prefer the darker version. But it still has that flavor going all through it. With the eggs, the onion, the carrots. Some green onion in here. This isn't the type that I would say, okay, you have to order this on your own. But these days, what they've done in New Jersey with fried rice, which is more just like yellow rice, this is the closest thing to like getting a fried rice with a meal that I would want to get. So I would get this on the side of something instead of, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I do have some regular fried rice tier 2 as well. But this would probably be my preference, just judging off what it is with that. So if I get some of this like sweet and sour and chuck this in here, and then, yeah, look, come on, man. I don't know, everybody's taste buds are different, but this is far from the worst Chinese food I've ever had. Not even close. It's one of the better that I've had. This is more than decent. Again, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. We've been doing this in some of the recent ones when I've been trying different places, and I've kind of come to like this, so I did get the egg foo young. I got the roast pork again because I preferred the roast pork over the rest of them. So I'm going to throw these pancakes. I'm going to use 2. I'm going to throw these pancakes in here, and we're going to do something with the egg foo young. It's like a fried egg omelet almost, and it usually has like some green onions and everything and some different vegetables and spices in here, as well as whatever protein that you choose. Again, in my case, I chose the roast pork, but I'm coming to believe in it. And everyone has been saying in the comment section, because a lot of people enjoy this in different regions, egg foo young here isn't that popular. Only like the older heads, and I mean older because like I'm not young, but I'm not old either. They say it's all in the gravy. The last place I went to that did this did a fantastic gravy. This is a lighter gravy than that, and it kind of resembles KFC gravy. But it doesn't matter. If it tastes good, it tastes good. So let's do what we do and foo young this. Egg foo young. Now, some people like to drown theirs. That's cool. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But, again, I try to get just enough and then go from there just to see. But I've come a long way with egg foo young. The first time I had it, I thought it was mid. And the next time I was, okay, this is pretty good. All right, so we got a big scoop of that foo young. It's not as good as the one I had last, but it's not as bad as the one I had before that. Everything seems to be like slightly above average food. I don't know why I went to the, it's pretty decent gravy. It's not the best gravy, but it is pretty good. When I say best, the one I other had was darker and it was a little more bolder of a flavor. I think there was like oyster sauce in it or something that seems to be missing from this one. But when you add that into this rice, man, I'm gonna tell you, for a dish that I never ordered, every time I eat egg foo young now, people are like, oh, what you tripping? You never got it. Most people around here never did. I did have one cousin that ordered egg foo young all the time, and we would always be like, why are you eating that? It look like a fart. I don't think it does, but I'm a kid. You know, you say stupid stuff. But the key to success here is all in the gravy. That's for sure. I'm going to try something different just because, you know, why not? So we're going to go with some of that sweet and sour sauce on here. That's not bad. That's not bad. The combo of the gravy with this rice that I have in here and that sweet and sour. Egg foo young, I have to say, is pretty underrated. I would eat this again. 100% with the combo with the rice. You're working with something. I'm not the expert on egg foo young, but this is definitely one of the better ones I've had. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. And of course, I always have to get this. So we have the customary egg roll combination platter. Every combination platter comes with pork fried rice and an egg roll. I got the General Tso's chicken or Tso's, whatever you want to call it. This is usually what I get from these places. There's a lot of people that haven't been here since the last one, so if you saw the old series, you know that this is always what I get. But let's start with the egg roll. This thing looks greasy as oh my goodness. Can y'all see the soul glow on this? My stomach just did a flip-flop. Gotta do it. That's greasy. That's really greasy. I can't even enjoy this because it's like they left it in the oil and they didn't drain it. It's really greasy. I'll give you an inside shot. So it's got the cabbage and the roast pork. Y'all can see, like, I'm, gonna be nice here, but you gotta drain these a little better. I can't take another bite of this. Like, it is. I hope my lighting is picking this up, but it is incredibly, like, inedibly greasy. If I take another bite of this, like, it might come back up. I'll be honest with you. I can't really judge that because, again, it's way too greasy. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. Like, I can't do anything with that. But we do have the rest of this, and we'll go with the rice, the yellow rice. It never looked like this growing up, but now it kind of resembles yellow rice at a lot of places, and it doesn't really taste like fried rice anymore to me. But we got the pork fried rice. No, I think I got the house special because there is shrimp in here. My mistake. I miss old fried rice. That is just 1,000 times better. Yeah. This just doesn't taste fried to me anymore. It just tastes like yellow rice. It's kind of bland. Let me take a sip here, kind of. I have that rice in there. Let me get one more. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened. I used to eat this, maybe throw a little soy on, or a little duck or something, and call it a day, but soy and duck is not saving this. It's really bland. It's a shame. I don't know where what changed, but it don't hit like it used to. But we do have the General Tso's. Let's get in here. This isn't bad. I feel like I've been saying that a lot this video. That's how I just feel about it. Like, this just seems like one of those places to me that if you lived in a neighborhood, you'd probably order from here. The General Tso's is not really spicy, which is normal these days, but it's got a little hint of spice to it, good amount of sweetness to it, and the sauce does pack a lot of flavor. Sometimes you get these really bland ones that kind of more resembles like a watered down sesame chicken, and this isn't that at all. And if you mix the sauce in with the rice, that's what I did. I went to the other rice. You'd have a pretty decent meal. Just looking at all of this, nothing necessarily stands out, but some of these people saying that the food was just, if you just ordered an egg roll, I could see how you get it 1 star. But for me, it's a decent place. Seems like just one of them places you in the neighborhood down the street go on and get it. And most people in New Jersey, they have one of those. They have a place that if you're just ordering delivery to the crib, you're going to go to the closest place, and it's pretty good, and you eat it all the time. At least it was like that for me when I grew up, no matter what city I was in. And then some people will have a place that if they really want to go get Chinese food, they go get it. And they go pick that up. This is more on the other side of that, and it's decent. Like, nothing great, nothing bad. The rice, I would give a 4 out of 10. All I can say about it is it's cooked okay, but there's nothing else really about it. And the General Tso's, I'd give a 6.5 out of 10. We've done a lot of places, and this place, it really just kind of doesn't stand out, but it's not memorable in the way that it sucks, which some of them did. Saw this really interesting post, and sometimes I like posts where people just yap, because, I'm a yapper too, I get it. Like, I like talking. And it was from a young lady who had a good following on her socials. I don't know the exact numbers, but there's engagement there. If you have engagement, that's a good following, in my opinion. I don't care if it's 10 people. It's my opinion. And she talked about how when she started posting, I think she said she started posting in like 2020, that her own friends made fun of her. More or less, she found out from a third party that her friends not only were talking about her in person behind her back, but come to find out, they made a group chat where they would put her posts in the group chat and just make fun of her. Like, what does she think she's doing? You know, this is corny. Like, what does she think she's, insert whatever influencer here now. And she said it hurt her feelings, but she continued to post, and now that is her job for a living. And her advice to people was, people will talk about you, especially when you start out, but just post the content because you never know what can happen. Now, I tend to look at things with a broader brush than that. I obviously am now a full-fledged content creator. I hate the word influencer. I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm just trying to share passions with people. I look at that with anything that you're trying to do for the betterment of yourself. Yes, it definitely does apply. And it happened to me as a person in the social space. But it applies to literally anything that you're going to do. I can give you an everyday example, and I'm sure you guys have run into this, maybe personally, or you've seen it. But a lot of times, for example, when someone's trying to do something better with themselves, like go on a diet. If you're trying to be social on a diet, a lot of times the people that are there will start to make fun of you in a sense. They'll be like, oh, you're healthy now, haha. They start making jokes. And the funny part is, even when you succeed beyond that diet, I've had this happen to me, and I've had it happen to people around me as well. Everyone else that didn't do it, when you actually do it, so say you wanted to lose 20 pounds, you lose the weight, and you come in, now they're like, oh, you look anorexic, oh, you look sick, oh, you're gonna eat, I need to feed you. They start making jokes like that. And, I think it's just human nature that people have this tribalist mentality that if you start going against the grain and doing something, they look at it as, oh, maybe you think you're better than us, or, maybe they feel like you're going away. It happens when people get in relationships. A lot of times people, you get a girlfriend, you don't hang out as much as anymore, your friends are still going out to the clubs, and you're happy. You don't want to go to the club, so you don't. And they'll be like, oh, now he's whipped, and he's this, that, and the third. It happens. It happened to me when I was a content creator. I said this a long time ago, back in 2017 when I started posting on Instagram. Now, this was an era when content creation wasn't the booming industry that it is now. There was no dollars behind it. The brand deals, the ad revenue, the YouTube, it wasn't what it was back then. People just did it for fun, and that's why I did it. Started doing this as a hobby. The hobby became a job, and I'm very happy and fortunate and lucky that it did. But when it first started, my Instagram, which the account name hasn't changed since the beginning days of Instagram. It's been King Strat since forever. I never changed the name. That's just what it is. Just like this YouTube account, which I started in 2006, but didn't start posting until well over a decade later. But I had the account just because I was there in the beginning of YouTube. I just wasn't a content creator. It was just my account that I just watched content with. When I started posting on Instagram, just pictures of my food, what I had for dinner, if I went to eat, it turned into some snack reviews and stuff, just kind of having fun. I enjoyed it. And a lot of my people that I grew up with or went to college with or high school, they unfollowed me. And some of them ceremoniously on their way out said, man, you my boy, but I can't watch this dumb, and they unfollowed me. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Some people I grew up with, I found out that, sometimes they would send text messages to people like, look at this guy, what does he think he's doing? Stuff like that. Funny enough, some of those people now start giving me suggestions for restaurants, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll go to a restaurant, but it does happen. It happened when I lost weight, fitness journeys every single time. People will make little comments. Oh, you think you're healthy now? You want to? My advice to people, man, if you really want to do something and you feel like it's going to make your existence better, it's going to make you healthier, it's going to make you happier, it's going to make you have more peace of mind mentally, whatever it is, you have to just dive in. And there's going to be people, especially in the beginning, but even in the middle, I don't know when the end is, but even in the middle, that will have something to say. But you have to have conviction in whatever it is that you believe in. If you're dating a woman or a man, whatever you're dating, and people have something to say about it, you got to understand this. When you start getting old and gravity starts taking hold and your bones start hurting, it's really going to be you and them. Even if you have kids, eventually them kids going to leave the nest. And it's going to be just y'all two. or 3 or 4 if you do that. But so which one's going to be more important? When you're in high school and these kids want to go out partying and you say you want to study because you want to go to college, or in my case, when I wanted to go, work out, it's a lot of times my friends want to go party and this, that, and stuff. Nah, bro, like I got to get up early for workouts. All of a sudden it's, oh, you think you going to college? You finna be on ESPN to play football and all this stuff. Real talk. That's what they said to me. And, funny enough, a couple of years later, I was on ESPN, but you have to make a choice. And the long-term benefit is going to be much better than that short-term hate or whatever it is that you get from them. But it was funny because I never thought about it until she said it, like how it starts that way. It really does, man. They'd be like, man, what are you doing on it? They start saying stuff. And sometimes it's kind of like mad rude about it. But if you really want to do something, whether that's be a content creator, I don't care if you want to be a plumber, whatever it is, and you feel that it's going to help for your long-term benefit, you got to do it. I say this all the time, but I started this channel like actually posting all the time in 2020 because my fitness business I couldn't work. It got shut down because of, lockdowns and all that stuff. And I said, man, what am I going to do? I said, well, you're bored. You might as well just post some. That's where this started. So just do it, man. Just do it. And the people that have something to say, friends, family, whatever, if they got something to say, those ain't your real ones. Like, yeah, it's different between teasing people like, oh, yeah, this, that, and third. But if they don't see the vision and they're like, you need to stop doing this stuff or whatever it is, move on. So I just wanted to say that, man. Chinese food was pretty good. Like I said, I ate it. Like, it's not like, oh, my God, you got to try this stuff. But it wasn't bad, man. So I just wanted to have a little talk. I saw that post earlier, and I thought it was pretty cool. But don't get the egg roll. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. And hand signs. They made it to YouTube.